Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Slappin Kpop podcast. I'm Sammy, and with me today is Kayla.
Hello.
And in this weird bonus video, because we want to be timely, we are going to do...
Yes, just a whole extra episode this week.
Yes. We're going to do our favorite... Not our favorite, but... a round I was actually excited for.
It's just a general recap on
on Kingdom, but
Kingdom
honestly, this is my favorite round from Queendom.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought would be my favorite round from Kingdom, and I was about to say favorite Kingdom round.
No.
And then I realized it's not. That would be a lie.
Well, we only have 2 Kingdom rounds really to go off of so far, so...
Yeah, but there's only 4, so we're halfway through.
We are halfway through.
I genuinely don't expect the next one to be my favorite.
I don't expect round 3 to be very good, so...
And then round 4 is just
original songs.
New songs.
I am very excited for original songs, though.
I am, but also I feel like the original songs are just going to be, all of these groups... And this is just us speculating about rounds that are weeks in advance. But all those songs are definitely already written.
Oh, 100%. Some of them probably written last year, so...
Yes. It's possible that some of these are just comeback songs.
Yes.
But the point I'm trying to get to is that I genuinely think that these groups are just... All of these groups, unlike a lot of the Road to Kingdom groups where they were, still doing weird and fun different things, and, they don't know what their sound is, so they're gonna try something different, all these groups have a sound. Yes. All these groups, generally, you can kind of have an idea. I'm sorry, iKON not gonna come out here with a B2B style ballad.
No,
The last one they did was Apology, and that's not gonna work out. No. They can be emo and sad, but it's not gonna be just
not
a power ballad.
We're not doing ballads, no.
No. Stray Kids, also not doing a ballad.
No.
B2B, probably also maybe doing a ballad.
Probably going to do a ballad.
Probably doing a ballad.
Yeah.
It's fine. But we're on round 2 where everyone switched songs, and I am underwhelmed and disappointed. I was really disappointed.
Very, very sad by this round, honestly.
And
it's not even that everyone was bad, it's that there were a couple that were really bad and a lot that were very just mediocre and kind of boring.
And one that was exceptional.
Yes, we get one exceptional performance every round, and that's all we're allowed apparently.
Apparently that's what we're allowed. Then again, I feel much that we compare this show to its predecessors of both Queendom and Road to Kingdom. Mm-hmm. I feel like that also happened on Queendom.
Do we want to make direct comparisons to which song of the Queendom round that these are?
Yes, but you must remind me because I think I have forgotten some.
Okay.
My memory of that show is hazy, mainly because so much of that show was mediocre.
Yes, and it was also. We're going on it being 2 years ago at this point. So.
And also, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And also, some of those groups have been canceled.
A lot of them.
Actively canceled. Oh, I just remembered
there's more than one.
Yep, actively canceled.
Yeah.
Hey, Oh My Girl still doing great. I think, I maintain Oh My Girl, the true winner of that show.
They are, definitely.
But to get on to the actual show at hand.
Yes.
So, we get the reactions to... It starts with the reactions to last week's ranking. Mm-hmm. Well, last round's ranking. My apologies.
Which is sad.
I'm sad. SF9 is sad, which makes me sad.
Yes.
They just don't want to be in last, which I think is a very respectable goal.
It's a respectable goal to not be in last. We're in last, let's just try to not be in last again, so... Yep.
I feel
That's a good goal.
ATEEZ is happy to be high, so good for ATEEZ. Mm-hmm. Stray Kids is weirdly sad.
That they're in, the top half?
Yeah, because they're we can't always be in the top half, and I'm celebrate.
Well, no shit.
Well, no shit, but also celebrate when you are in the top half.
Yeah,
no?
the boys are also like that, too, and I just like it immensely.
Yes. It's a weird choice of storyline for both of those groups.
It is. It's and especially in this first episode we get is they show SF9's whole storyline, their entire performance prep thing is like, we don't want to be in last place anymore. And then it's immediately followed by the boys, whose entire thing is like, we came in first place and everything in Road to Kingdom, and we're not doing that anymore on this show. And I'm like, I'm sorry? Like, am I supposed to feel bad about that? It's like, I'm sorry you're on a show with the more popular groups now. With,
and
like,
not
more
just that,
experience.
but I'm also sorry that, you're, like, I'm sorry that you, in a weird way with the boys, it's one of the situations where it's like, you set the bar for yourselves and you're not hitting it. Like,
yeah.
It'd be one thing if, like,
the boys' own worst enemies themselves, honestly.
Yes, they're overthinking everything about this show. It's also, you should not be this invested in this show. And 3, I'm sorry, the boys, but, like, you're not doing great.
I feel like they have gotten worse every performance they've done on this show so far.
We'll get to it.
So it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, we'll get to our thoughts about this performance. One of us is very angry, and the other one is
still angry, but a little bit less angry.
But less angry.
A little bit less angry.
But also, the same thing can be said for Icon, where one of us is angry and the other person is a little less angry.
Yes.
So much opinions.
There's a lot. We got so many opinions on this round.
But they make the choice of, I think, what is it?
They do that. They open the show with ATEEZ is going to choose who they want to switch songs with.
ATEEZ decides who they want to switch songs with, and they choose B2B.
No,
they
Icon.
choose Icon. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm at this point just fan casting this.
Yes, so ATEEZ is going to switch with Icon, and they're becoming friends, and that's cute.
Yay for friendship.
Stray Kids, because they came in second, get to choose who they want to switch.
B2B.
Yeah.
That's what I'm attempting to say.
Yes.
And then by default,
we get SF9 and the boys.
Yep.
And SF9 and the boys are going to perform first.
Great.
Great. I do think, because I think Stray Kids probably got to decide the order of performance. I do think it was nice of them to let SF9 perform first, because having come off just like coming in last place and getting no votes, if they go first and they just get it out of the way, they have no one to like psych themselves out about. So
yeah, I think it's good.
It was good for them.
So we start with SF9.
Mm-hmm.
Roan is back.
Roan is back.
Roan! I'm excited.
Him. I'm glad that he's here, and he's in the performance, which is great.
And he actually sings, and he's not just sitting there.
He dances, and he's there. So like, we got
Roan
back.
I think it truly means that Roan is back. Yay.
Yes. Yay.
But also, it probably also means that he was done with his show.
Yes, I think he was done filming his drama at that point, probably.
Yes. I mean, I have my, again, for our continued K-pop conspiracy theories, mine is the fact that I definitely think that, you know, a leg injury does not heal, a back injury doesn't heal that fast.
Yes.
So I think that it was like, oh yeah, my back hurts. I probably need a couple days off. Oh yeah, no, and I also need to film this show. Let's just, you're fine for 2 weeks. Go.
Granted, I do think his back probably is still injured and he's just like doing shit anyway, but like that's most K-pop idols.
Yeah, but like every K-pop idol has this, like no one, they don't let you take off that long for your, unless you like absolutely destroyed it, like freaking Jamin and NCT who had to go like a year off.
Oh, that's a bad time.
Like that was a bad time for that poor kid. But like, it's
I think he was like a really young when that happened too.
Oh, he was a baby. That was Dream. That was like right after Dream debut.
Like right after their debut, and it was like Jamin's got to take a break.
Yeah, Jamin. So they've done Chewing Gum.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jamin will be gone for a year. They were just like, is Jamin coming back?
Oh,
where'd he go?
The poor kid.
Oh, poor baby. But
anyway,
neither here nor there. He's not here.
He's not. Jamin is not.
Bet you Jamin is maybe friends with one of these people. I don't want to make aspersions.
Probably,
to
I don't know.
I want friendship in the K-pop community.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone on a tangent.
We're on a tangent.
SF9 decides to do The Stealer because The Boys has done every song in their catalog.
Yeah, The Boys have no more songs left to perform at this point.
We have already done The Stealer.
They have done The Stealer, and we're just gonna do it again. It's fine.
We're just going
we
to
did only get like 30 seconds of The Stealer, so
True.
It's fine.
True. I mean, that's what it's not a completely, it's not like they decided to do like no
Two did Magnolia twice on Road to Kingdom, essentially, so.
Yeah, but Two had no other options. Two had no songs.
That was the 2 song at the time.
It's the 1-2 song.
Mm-hmm.
But They do. This is genuinely the best performance of this entire show.
Yes.
Of this entire round. I
don't know if it's
there.
quite past the AT's wave.
They're battling it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they're both incredible. Like, it's when we do the ranking video after the show's over,
we'll see. We'll let them simmer a little bit. And
they gotta simmer a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see how we feel at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I genuinely, like, they went to fucking acting school for this.
Yeah, well, so InSong calls up this one guy who he was doing his musical with and asked them to give them, like, acting, like, I don't know, facial expression, like, help.
Even though all of them are actors.
All of them are actors, essentially. And then Jaeyoon and Zuho go train at, like, an action school for their fight sequence in it, which is very cool.
Yep.
And
and then they play laser tag.
No,
that's someone else. So, mind you, I've watched both of these episodes within the last 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They all blurred together.
To be honest, they probably should have played laser tag because they do more.
Because I feel like that makes more sense.
There's more guns in this performance than the group that actually plays laser tag. So,
to be honest, Kayla, we're doing this together mainly because I will never have the memory enough to do these by myself.
Just can't remember.
I can't. I watched like 4 hours of this show in about maybe an hour and a half to 2. It was a lot crammed in.
Yes.
But, so, they have an acting class. They do great because they're all fucking actors. Yes. And then we get fucking mafia gang
fight.
The Stealer.
Yeah. This is like an entire action movie in like 5 minutes.
It's
great. And it's like now SF9 was given like the correct like stage budget or whatever for this. So the set's very, very cool.
The sets look cool. I like the first person like POV.
Yeah.
Because, like, Zuho is fighting this dude with a knife. Love the fact...
Also, Zuho, everyone else has a gun.
Yes.
Zuho has
Guns
a knife.
Not censored. Guns not
knife
censored.
Knife has to be censored.
Knife blurred.
We can't have the knife. But we can have, like, 20 guns on screen at once, but we can't have the knife.
Yep.
I also love how everyone has a gun, and then Zuho just has his knife, because Zuho is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, Zuho's badass enough that he's like, nah.
He's like, no, he's just gonna have a knife.
I will bring a knife to a gunfight.
To a gunfight.
And I will win.
He does fight a dude with a gun while he just has a knife, and he wins.
Yeah, and he wins. And he wins. I love the amount of fur coats.
There's a lot. The Taeyang fur coat.
The Taeyang fur coat gave me the vibe, and I think I said this when that episode came out. It gives me mafia wife.
Taeyang is the mafia wife.
It gives me mafia wife. It gives me mob wives vibes.
It does.
If anyone watched that show, it gives me mob wives vibes.
So good.
It's amazing, and I love it. I also was very confused by the choice of shirtless members.
We got Jaeyoon and Dawan without shirts in the whole performance.
Well, no. Dawan was mostly just like one button was keeping that shit together.
I think he's got 2 shirts on, but neither of them are buttoned. So it's essentially he's just shirtless.
2 buttons are holding that shit together.
And then Jaeyoon has like a no shirt with like a suit jacket thing, I think.
But like an open suit jacket because it's just like out there.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say is not my first choices.
No.
Not
Jaeyoon, sure. Like, Jaeyoon's fine.
Sure.
Dawan a little bit questionable.
Questionable. Why Dawan? Not my first choice. Not my second choice. Not my third choice. My first choice is obviously Rowoon, but Rowoon is the fucking Don of this. He's the godfather.
Rowoon, yeah.
No. Rowoon is the leader of this I love the fact that they made Rowoon the leader of this mafia.
Yes.
Or at least the implied leader.
Also, the outfit that Rowoon is wearing is just it's just so different from everyone else because he's in a full suit.
He is the most clothed out of all of them.
Only person who doesn't have like a weird like fake like cut somewhere on their body like everyone else does. Like it's very funny just watching. There's a difference in like outfit.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love this performance so much. They also do a bit of a remix on The Stealer to make it fit with this vibe. And honestly, I was never the biggest fan of The Stealer. Still am not. This is better. This is the better version of the Stealer.
I feel like so being you and Lucas at a time watching that teaser video for the Stealer when the Stealer was coming out.
You mean the fact that we would watch it every day?
Every day?
At least once to twice together. Collectively just experience it for like a good week before that came out.
And then the song came out and the song was very mediocre.
But also then we continued to watch that teaser over and over again.
Oh, yes.
And every once in a while, we still bring it back.
We wanted to nominate it for an award, but couldn't figure out what to do with it. So
we wanted to make an award.
Yeah.
For that to win.
For only
that. But then we realized that, like, we would have to keep it up for years on end, and we're like, no.
This is the one, like, teaser for, like, a comeback that we've ever watched ever. And so we can't, this is not a thing we can continue.
Not so much that we've ever watched, it's mainly that we've ever rewatched. Because I've never rewatched a teaser for anything in my life.
No.
But, generally,
and it's like,
the song was
this is almost
mediocre.
Like, kind of like, the song is very mediocre. But SF9 took it, and they did turn it into, like, more of an SF9 song. And they made it more mature, and, like, it's not really, like, edgier. I think it's just more mature as a whole.
Yeah.
Which is honestly, what SF9 does well. Like, very well. And, it's also very funny because they got, like, a sheet full of, like, the expert feedback on their performances. One of them straight up just told them to be sexier. And it was like, sure. And then, so are we just gonna continue to have, like, more shirtless people as we go on? And the show is that what they're gonna do?
We have said that we slowly just want SF9 to do a 2 p.m. style concept. And honestly,
we're getting closer to that every day. We're getting closer every day.
Slowly, and I think that they are adapting because I don't think that SF9 wants to do like an ad toy or a My House.
No.
But if they want to do something like what they did with the Stealer, which the sexy, mature, kind of badass concept.
Yeah.
Yes. That's still very 2 p.m. to me.
It's
but
like
in like a slightly SF9 edge to it.
It's like kind of, I can see them doing a thing similar to like Promise, like by 2 p.m., like more sort of in that realm. I can see SF9 doing that very well.
Yes. I really like this concept for them. And I think that they have learned what works for this new evolve. Because I think that SF9 has this other thing where they have done these very lively, jubilant songs. And it's like, well, that was you. You've been together for 6 years at this point. A group has to change and evolve. Yeah. And this is the natural, I think, evolution for SF9.
I think Good Guy was really a big turning point for them. I think their first turning point was Now or Never, and then they got really kind of off track in 2019 with like RPM and enough, and that was just, they were having a weird time in 2019, but then they came back with Good Guy, and I think that is really where they discovered this is what we do very well. Yeah,
I think that Now or Never was them realizing that they could change.
They can be like actually kind of sexy concept.
Yeah, and I think that then you had RPM and Enough, which is them attempting to change, but it's not really working the way they wanted to.
Enough was going in that direction of being sexy, but like kind of still on the edgy side, and then RPM went too into the edgy side, and they're like, we gotta get rid of that. Yeah.
So I think the thing with SF9 is they gotta find the balance.
Yeah.
And I think that like this is the concept I want to see more from them. Maybe not as like their exclusive concept. I think that, you know, you can bring in some different flavors, obviously. Right. But I like this direction.
Because this is also like a little bit similar to what the Summer Breeze music video was, because that was a weird gunfight thing.
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it. But
was,
like,
I think the song is different in the way of like, because I think the song also sets the tone for the video. Because the same things are happening.
The same things that Summer Breeze is like a classier sounding song, where this is, it's got, I don't know how to describe it at all, but it's got a different vibe, darker vibe to it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that this is sort of, Summer Breeze is like the right direction. I just think the song needs to be a little bit more on the, I wouldn't say slower side, but like less of trying to be a summer bop.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't call the Stealer a summer bop.
It's not.
Summer Breeze was trying to be a summer song.
A summer song, yes.
It's a summer song, obviously.
It's called Summer Breeze.
Yes. And also, I think that, like, this is more, like, that kind of darker sound. A little bit darker.
It's a little
and
bit,
I think that's a great thing that I think they should introduce more to their music.
Yes. I think they do very good at that. This was really good. I was very concerned for SF9 on this show generally.
We were.
Because they're like my second favorite K-pop group ever, and I was concerned they were going to come on here and like make a complete fool of themselves. Here. Because they've like been on a survival show, but it was like they were working together in a way, and they were against a band, and so it was very different than. And
also, it was all FNC, and like I think that those kind of shows are always far more produced and
it was
that kind of way.
Company-specific shows. And then it's they have never been popular enough of a group that they got, like, Mama stages or any of these year-end award stages. So they haven't had the opportunity to do all these, like, high-production things. And so I didn't know how they were going to do. And the fact that they've now put out one of the best performances on the show is just, like, I'm just so happy
in a way, I'm going to say this now. I think if you take Queendom, Road to Kingdom, and this, I would put it up there as one of the best stages this entire show has ever done.
Yes, and it's
I think
hard
it is so
to compare.
Cohesive.
It is hard to compare them because it's even with Queendom had the lowest budget stages. Like Queendom had a lower budget than Road to Kingdom.
Queendom had one, but
there was no budget on Queendom.
No, but Queendom had an audience.
Yeah,
that's
Queendom
what the budget
did have an audience. Yes,
I think
what
that
a concept having an audience.
What a concept! I haven't seen that in years. But I think generally, like, when you look at even, like, just a song arrangement, stripping away the sound, I would listen to this.
Yes.
As a song.
I do listen to this as a song, because it's one of the only ones that's on Spotify, so I do listen to it.
It is. But it's very good, and I think that the arrangement itself was very well done. It makes sense for this song to also have this arrangement, which is not something that can be said for every one of these songs.
Oh yeah. We'll get there.
But like everything worked it's the because I think the theme of this entire show, and I also think the theme of Road to Kingdom, and possibly the theme in Queendom, was just being too ambitious with your staging before realizing that the song itself doesn't work with that staging. Or the concept you chose, the song that you're picking doesn't work with it. Whether that be your attempt, whether that be what Lovelyz did, where they tried to make, what was the one they tried to make sexy that was not, was that Achoo?
Yeah, like, that was a disaster.
While trying to make Achoo a sexy song when it's not.
I feel like I'm going to continue to bring this up until this series as it should dies, with the Aladdin Go-Go Baby.
The Aladdin Go-Go Baby.
Mary was doing. Yeah. This is not the way. Like.
Yeah. Or even, like, in this show, them attempting to do Game of Thrones No Air. Yeah, like, too ambitious of a stage.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah, too ambitious of a stage, but, like, you didn't realize
you
that the song
didn't think about
fit.
it enough, yeah.
Yeah. Or, like, you're trying to make the round peg of this concept fit into the square hole of this song. Mm-hmm. Like, they need to cohesively work together.
Yeah.
This is an insane concept. This concept is over the top and big and dramatic.
Yeah.
But the song
fits.
Also fits.
Because it's like the stealer. They are stealing something in here, but we're just being like having a gang fight and being on the
and honestly,
the
it's not that much of a leap to say, the stealer's about stealing a heart, or about stealing your girl, or about I don't remember what the stealer's about.
I don't actually know the lyrics, the original lyrics.
I think it's about love.
Probably.
I'm assuming it's about love. I don't think the boys are talking about stealing property. I feel like I would have heard about that.
But Grand Theft Auto.
No, but I think that it's not that much of a thing where we're talking about stealing someone's heart or someone stealing your heart. Mm-hmm. But the video is about, like, that is a weird, like, those don't correlate fully. But there's enough connection there where it works very well.
We're just in the general stealing.
Yes. And honestly, the fact that the lyrics in that song are still pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Oh, it works great because there are so many guns in this stage.
So many guns.
So we did not have any shortage of guns on the SF9 stage.
Yes. So I think that generally you just had a lot of, it's just everything working so cohesively well together.
I do want to give him a lot of credit, though, because this song has so many just sound effects in the arrangement of the song.
It does.
And so to get the timing, I don't think they missed the timing on any of them.
No. Everything about this stage is so well done.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the fact that, again, I can't fully, again, we're not professional editors. I don't know how much of this is done in, like, one shot.
Yeah.
Or, like, if this is what most K-pop stages are.
I actually do think they have one shot to film it, because, I mean,
do they?
We'll look at the next one. If that,
True.
There's an actual error in that.
There is an error, but, like,
and so
I don't,
if they wanted it to work, they would have probably reshot it.
I wouldn't put it past Mnet to keep the error in it.
Yeah, but I do think they do
Mnet.
have, like, I think one actual chance to record it.
Because there's problems sometimes on, like, M Countdown stages, and they do that twice.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past Mnet to just keep the error in it, which we'll get to. But
Yeah.
I don't know, even if they do it once or twice, to have this be essentially a Broadway number, like, this is West Side Story, essentially.
There are so many, like, just knife, like, gun, like,
sounds?
like, just, like, sounds. There's so many sound effects in there that you have to get the timing up for it to even look good.
Yes.
And they really
and
didn't miss any of them.
it's so done so well, like glass breaking, that they set
a
a man on fire
just right at the end. Yeah,
it's great. It's so well done. And then they dance over the man's corpse.
Yeah, they do. They just dance
well, the man's
over
corpse
there,
like falls like a good 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great. Everything about it is so good.
I think all of them do exceptionally well. Every single one of them looks like fits the concept well. They're giving me good facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
They grind on the floor for one part. It's great.
I think Channy is getting better every dance break that he has been given. So that's
I still don't know why we're exclusively giving Channy dance breaks.
Is still a choice, but he is getting better at them the more he does them.
He's improving by
the end. Good for him.
Yeah, by the original song, he'll be, like, proficient at the dance break.
Yes.
Next round, they're gonna send Channy for dance.
No, I can't send Channy for dance.
Just saying. But, like, generally, I think that this was very well done. They make great utilization of their backup dancers, because all the backup dancers seem to be there for a purpose.
I do think they just have, like, some, like, action stunt people in there. They probably have to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one guy that I don't think a dancer's gonna willingly allow himself to
light
be set
himself
on fire
and then fall, like, 10 feet off of a
for
platform.
SF9.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, very well done. Great improvement. I want them to keep going down this path.
Yep.
Not that last week was bad. Last week was actually pretty good. We liked SF9 last week.
Yes.
But, like, it's, like, an exceptional improvement in that this is one of the best stages I think SF9 has ever done in their entire, like, 6 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As a group. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see more I do wonder sometimes about these smaller groups that don't get mama stages. Like, is this what because I feel like mama stages and end of the year stages, like, they're the same group, because again, these groups, they're doing the end of the year shows are like 1 month where they do like 25 shows. Yeah. And all of them are massive stages and they're expensive and everything, and they do the same song. Or the same 2 songs. And it gets boring. By the New Year shows, I'm like, great. Are you doing something different? I don't care.
No, because we're just doing the same thing.
Because they don't, again, because I think the thing is you don't have time. Like,
no, it's a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort.
It's that many
I often wonder what would happen if, like, these smaller groups were, like, you get each of the, like, oh, sure, your big groups can do all of it for the ratings, that's fine. But, like, everyone just takes a smaller group and gives them the 10 minutes stage, and gives them the budget, and it's like, you have one.
Yes.
You're gonna go on Mama, you're gonna go on the, KBS end of the year, you're gonna do the NBC end of, like, just do something.
Yeah.
Have the time and do something, and I wonder if we'd get more things like this.
That would be great.
Where it's, like, creative and different and fun.
Right.
And they have the time to put in to make it, as opposed to a group that has to do...
These handful of groups that have to make, like, 5 different ones.
a week.
Yeah.
Because
Within,
they have
like,
to do Christmas and New Year's and the award shows and the MMAs and this and that. And like, what do you do?
It's so much, yeah.
How do you keep up? That's the reason you get the same performance over and over again, because or else they'd just be dead.
You just can't.
We would have we'd burned them out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think we've talked enough about SF9.
It's all downhill from here, so.
It's all downhill from here. So then we go to the boys, who took on one of my favorite K-pop songs, period. They were discussing a few different SF9 songs, because SF9 has not done every song that in their repertoire on this show.
Nope, they've done 2 at this point. So.
They've done 2, exactly. I feel like there were better choices.
They threw out Easy Love at one point. Easy Love would have been a good song for them to do.
But what about Easy Love relates to Game of Thrones?
So, yeah, this is where their self-sabotage comes in.
Because everything must relate back to Game of Thrones, because this is why the stage is called the Red Wedding. The boy said the Game of Thrones must be the through line through every performance on this show. So... Yep. So they decided to do O Sole Mio, which also has nothing to do with Game of Thrones. No. Or the Red Wedding. This performance has nothing to do with Game of Thrones or the Red Wedding. They're only by name, completely. Yeah. And also the fact that the color red is prominent. That's about it. That's about all we got for the Red Wedding, is that everyone's in red. That's it. And there's a bird cage. We don't kill anybody. Like, so nope, that's no one dies. That's not what's happening. Even though a bunch of them looked like they were... There were some mistakes in this performance. There was one actual, like, big mistake in the performance. Well, no, I feel like this performance but just generally as a whole, the whole thing's a mistake. Yeah, and then there was one actual mistake where Young Hoon almost busted his ass. He's fine. Oh, no, there's actually two then, because there's also Sangyeon not lighting that torch on fire, and that ruins an entire section of the performance. Yes, so essentially in this performance, they have about 30 women. Too many women. So many women. They got a giant bird cage. Giant bird cage. They make somehow we make Old Mio less Latin. It's because they went like tango themed, and so it took out the Latin pop aspect, and now it's got like a classical and tango I'm sorry, Kayla, undertones to it. How much do I love Latin pop? Very much. I'm a sucker for Latin. Like, there are Latin pop songs where Kayla and Lucas will just look at it and be like, "This isn't good. Like, this is bad." And I'm like, "It's Latin pop." But Latin pop. But it's Latin pop, so I have to. I love Latin pop. Yeah. Sorry, it's and you make it less Latin. You make it worse. Mm-hmm. That's the fun part of O Sole Mio. O Sole Mio has some energy to it. You got that guitar, that Spanish guitar. Yep. And now you make it this. And now it's like tango, classical tango, which I mean, I guess it's not that far of a leap to make, but still, but I think it takes away the energy. Yeah. Which then makes me now have to focus on whatever the hell is happening. Mm-hmm. Also, we've said this multiple times. Where are half of the members of the boys? I have so many complaints about this performance. And yeah, first one is that this performance is Juyeon and others. And others. I see Q. I think I see Kevin once. I see Q once. I see Sangyeon and Hyunjae once, and then that's about it. I don't see new. Found Jacob. We found you. Jacob is on his fan cam maybe 20 seconds max. Exactly, but we found him because I was like specifically like at one point like I don't think I saw Jacob this entire show. New is not there until the very end where he has a high note he has to do, and that's all you see of New the whole time. Like they're barely there. There's so much there's so many members who are just not in this performance at all. Yes, and I think that's a choice as well. It's a weird choice because, like, in SF9, we're gonna go back to SF9 again. It's like you gotta compare it to the highest bar. Is like if you look at their fan cams, everyone's not on screen that long, but like everyone has a moment, and everyone has like pretty equal amount of moments. And you remember every member for something. This one is just like they're there for a moment and then they're just gone the whole performance. Like, look, I remember the one girl that's holding that shit down that's actually tangoing in the bird cage. That girl I saw more than I saw members of this group. Yeah, I had to go through the like fan cams and I'm like, I don't think I saw New a single time in this performance. Like, he didn't do much, to be honest.
And it's like...
They didn't give him much to do.
It's like there's just like at least 3 or 4 members who I'm like, I just like actively don't think they're there. Like they're just not in the performance.
Oof. Yeah, no. This whole performance...
It also feels like it's like 7 years long.
Yes.
It feels so,
I think it's
so long.
The weird thing is, because I think that all these performances are about the same length.
Yeah.
They're like about 5 minutes each. This was actually shorter because it's only 4:57.
This is also the Spotify version of the song is a full minute shorter than SF9's. And it still feels like 3 times as long.
Yes. The thing, well, you take out the energy of anything, it feels longer. But also, I think that this performance suffers from the fact that even in the bad performances, not the bad, like we'll get to the other bad performances in a second, but the other ones don't have this tedious length to them.
It's just
and I think it's because this song feels like it has 8 distinct parts.
Yes. Because
there's no flow. Like with
SF9
SF9 you had a bit of a story.
It does not flow at all.
Even with other ones, like even like Icon, like you could sense where it was going. You're following things.
Yeah.
This one feels like you're kind of just like we're in a bird cage. Now we have chairs. Now we're dancing.
Now we're back in the bird cage.
Now we're back in the bird cage. Now we're on like weird like a raised platform. Now we have this weird staff thing that should be on fire but is not.
But it's not on fire.
And it's like all of those are not established.
It's like there is no through line. There's no storyline and there's nothing there that is connecting all of it together at all.
And the thing is, I feel like you get a new set every like 30 seconds, but you have no way to anticipate what's going to happen. It's just a surprise. So you're like, oh, so seems to be coming to a close. Oh, there's a different part. Okay, now we're here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a different part.
And it's
now
like the transitions between parts is also not
abrupt.
executed well. And I don't think the arrangement it doesn't flow very well because it's like the Sunwoo rap part it has no place in this song at all. Like it just hits you out of nowhere and then it's gone and then the song is completely different. Yes. And then there's a part, I think, when Juyeon's back in the bird cage, and they just have the Game of Thrones theme song in the back of the instrumental, and I'm like, this is another choice that was made here.
Because you can say that a lot of this is, oh, you're reading into Red Wedding, you're da-da-da-da. It's not the Game of Thrones Red Wedding.
No, but when we name...
And then when you put the instrumental...
theme song is there.
Like, I'm sorry, what else am I supposed to believe? Like, this is just Game of Thrones.
And especially when their first performance was just the Night King, and it was called, like, whatever, a Song of Ice and Fire, and I'm like, we're in Game of Thrones, is what they want us to think.
This is the choice we've made. Game of Thrones is the concept for this season.
Mm-hmm. And also going back to this Sangyeon trying to set the staff on fire thing.
Oh, yes.
I don't think he does it successfully a single time when they practice, is from what I saw in the episode.
No, it didn't.
And so at that point,
in many ways,
I'm like, why don't they just set it on fire and hand it to him? And then you ensure it's on fire.
Why don't you have a professional
and trying to
set this on fire?
Think he can set it on fire during the actual performance. The one time it's going to work is in the actual performance. Like, it's not working.
In a way,
it's not working here.
Yeah, in a way, because editing can say a lot of things. If it had worked in the performance, I would think the editing was so like, oh, they're only showing you the bits where he didn't set it on fire.
Yeah.
To like psych you out that it wasn't gonna work, but hey, it does in the performance. Now that it also didn't work in the performance, it makes me think that it just never worked.
I don't think it ever worked because
I feel like
he has to set it on fire.
You.
Is weird too because he has to like ignite a thing and has to set this paper on fire, then he has to put the fire in his hand on the staff,
and it's too many steps
while he's like mid singing something. So I'm like, this is just like the most impractical way to go about this. The chance of failure is so high when you're going that complicated of a setup.
There. I think that like it was too many steps, and I think that again he does not wield fire as a profession.
No,
he's not a professional in any way. Also, it seemed very dangerous to have him just do this generally.
Just try to set it, just like literally light a fire in his hand and then try to set the staff on fire.
And the problem with it not working is that the entire section of that song, after he's supposed to set it on fire, entirely is centered around the fact that the boys are swinging around a staff that is on fire.
Yeah.
Because they very carefully choreograph it so that they are, like, safe from fire.
Yeah.
And also, it's very dark.
It's very dark.
Because it's supposed to have fire.
Yeah, and it's like, you can tell, like, that thing is supposed to be on fire, and it's clearly not on fire.
Yeah, clear. Because also, you see, like, a spark in his hand that goes out. And,
yeah,
because
they also have the thing in the background where it's like, they set it up against the wall, and then the wall has a fire, and I'm like, this is really kind of sad.
Yeah, I feel bad for this kid. He tried his best, but it did not. He was set up for failure.
He was. Oh, there's a whole thing I forgot about, but we get a Road to Kingdom reunion in the boys' preparation section. Yeah.
I wrote a note about that and then entirely forgot about it because I cared so little.
Mm-hmm. So we get a Road to Kingdom reunion, which is 2 members of One Us and Very Very and ONF who come to, like, have lunch with like a couple members of the boys.
I guess that means that the friendship was established.
Sure, and it's because, like, we can't have Golden Child, because Golden Child's already been an SF9 segment, so they
Because Golden Child has already put their votes on SF9. They're like, no, we can only align ourselves with one.
And I think Pentagon has to support Beat2B just in theory.
Company?
Probably, yeah.
And then,
so,
you know, two
who knows what's going on with them right now?
2 is not thriving.
2 is undergoing an identity crisis right now.
Yeah, but we'll be making a comeback soon, apparently. So, good for them.
Good for them.
They're not dead. They're only re-debuting. So, 2 is dead. TO1.
201 is now here.
Is it bad that I will call them 201?
No, because I do that all the time. I accidentally call them 201. And I'm like, this is not it at all. But this is what I'm going to keep saying.
Great. That's how, much like we call them J01, we have 201. And then Into One.
Into One.
We'll talk about Into One in a different day.
This is for another podcast series.
Yes. Which we will be making an addendum to later.
Yes. But we don't really get much of anything useful out of the Road to Kingdom reunion.
It just is there because we have to fill time. Because these are hour-and-a-half long episodes that could be a solid 45 minutes. And
this is kind of when we get the start of the fact that the boys are sad they're not coming in first place every single round. And I'm like, well, I really can't be sad for you here. I don't know what you want me to think, but I can't. I can't feel sad for you when I'm getting shown this immediately after SF9 just trying to not be in last.
Yeah.
But I think that's a weird thing with survival shows generally, because they do it a lot with, like, kids who are, like, just trying to, like, be safe from elimination versus the kids who are upset that they're not in the top 11. And it's, like, it's a problem on, like, the editing of every survival show, and there is, like, I've never seen it executed well, so.
No, mainly just because I think that there is very much this thing of, especially on this show where the stakes are the lowest the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm. And the stakes are so low.
Yeah. And then you have the fact that this editing tactic kind of makes you seem very unlikable.
It is, and it's like, that's probably
and I think that's the purpose.
Yeah.
I think it's because I genuinely cannot think that you have seen Mnet does these shows all the time, and Mnet does these shows. There's always one on, always at any given point. There's
literally
one
always,
on. And they use that same editing trick every single time, and it makes that person look unlikable every single time.
This is actually very funny because this is the exact edit that Ju Haknyeon of The Boys got on Produced Season 2.
That's
he
hilarious.
got that edit.
That's actually quite sad.
It is very sad that now he's getting it again.
This poor boy cannot catch a break from Mnet.
Mm-hmm. I just remembered that, and I'm like, I feel like this is familiar, and I'm like, oh, that is the kid who's in The Boys now, that they did that too.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
yeah, no, I was angered. I'm the angry one.
It's not good. It's really, I'm not as mad at it because I actually do kind of like the arrangement of it because I love classical music and strings, and so if that's in an arrangement all, I like it a lot. So it's I think that's the one part of it that I'm a little bit less mad about, but there's a lot of execution problems otherwise.
My
that I
thing
really
is,
don't like,
I do love classical music. I love when they can do it well. I think this was poorly executed. I have all the same problems she does, but the fact that I don't like the arrangement because it makes a good song worse.
Yeah.
And I genuinely want just the where's my Latin pop?
Yes.
Where's my
I
Latin
get
pop?
that, because it's like, if this is a Latin pop song that they have just taken all of the Latin pop out of, so like...
This is one of my
I get
favorite
it.
SF9. It's arguably, like, it goes back and forth sometimes between this and other SF9 songs about if... This is always second place.
Yeah.
First place will change. This is always my second
always up
favorite
there.
SF9 song.
Yeah.
I love this song so much. This song made... Can I tell you a fun story
Yes.
about this song? When I watched this song while sitting... Because the way... I was in college at the time. So the way my college was set up, right outside of... our building was mostly made of glass, so it would just have couches, but, like, the walls were glass, and, like, the doors were glass, so I would just be, like, I was just sitting in, like, one of the study rooms by myself, actually, and I had taken a break and decided to listen to something, and I put on my laptop, and, mind you, I'm essentially in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
People are walking by and can see me. I have to internally just try not to, like, I love everything about this. It's incredible, amazing. I was blown out of my fucking mind. My eyes went wide, and I was just trying to, like, hold myself in that it was that good. Because I'm essentially in a fishbowl.
Yes.
And what have you done, the boys? What have you done?
What have you done to that?
What have you done to that?
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Moving on, we have Icon.
This is not an improvement.
Oh, no. This is, choices
Well, it's
were
slightly... It's
choices
an
were
improvement
also
for me.
made here.
It's an improvement for me because I'm less angered.
Oh, this is the one that makes me very angry. I'm, like, very upset with this one.
So Icon got 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really back and forth between Answer and Inception.
Yes.
And they
I'm
chose
kind
Inception.
of glad they went with Inception, because I do like Answer more as a song, and I can't even imagine if they did this to Answer. Like...
You'd just be even
I
angry.
was like, this
You
is
would be
not
as
it.
angry at this as I am at O Sole
I know, I was
Mio.
like, this is not the way to do it.
You picturing that is just how I feel.
Oh, man.
So anything interesting? I don't think there was anything
So
interesting in there.
There is not a single interesting thing happening in the Icon preview thing. I do want to point out that they're at the new YG building, and the new YG building has chandeliers in the practice room.
Yes, the new YG building is gaudy as fuck.
It's like, oh, it's so unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary. Why are there chandeliers everywhere?
Why are there chandeliers in your dance practice rooms?
So that they can accidentally destroy them.
I was like, why would you do that? It seems like so impractical, but okay, YG.
Yes, it's ridiculous, but also YG is ridiculous.
I think the reason they picked Inception was because they wanted to make the theme Inception the movie, which is what they did here.
I mean, you know what? It's not the worst theme in the world.
No, it makes, sure, like, it makes sense.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
And I was enjoying this performance a lot until we got to the first chorus.
Yeah, no. They kind of go dramatic as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, walls
They
that,
had
like,
those
push
moving
into
walls.
walls.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's very Inception, the movie.
And it
Great.
was before the song just turned into not being Inception anymore.
Yes. So essentially, they decided to remix Inception into a hip-hop concept and make it essentially just a YG song.
They took every aspect of your, like, typical, like, bad YG song and just turned it into
You know what it reminds me
Inception
of?
thing is.
You know what it reminds me of? You know how there's this weird trend in K-pop where it's like, if blank company did this song, or if blank company did this,
that's exactly what this is.
This sounds like if someone made if YG made
this is like a Treasure did
Inception,
like Inception or something.
No.
It's
This
like
is if Icon.
weird.
No. This is if Icon or Winner did Inception. This isn't Treasure. Treasure's too boy bandy for it.
The thing that reminds me of it is because it's got that awful beat drop in the chorus. That's
true.
Disgusting.
True. I feel like it's too.
And I feel like Icon has
Treasure,
less of those like very bad, disgusting like chorus drops than Treasure.
Really,
Treasure has one in every song.
Yeah, I feel like it's just generic. If ATEEZ was under YG,
this is what
they would be doing. This is what YG ATEEZ would be. Also, I want to point out that we continue to have Bobby be absent for about a good minute.
He's just not in the first half of the performance at all.
He's there in the background of the chorus and then leaves again.
Yeah, and then he does his rap thing and then he, like, it's like but Bobby is just, like, gone for, like, chunks of the performance.
No. He does his rap, then is gone for the entire pre-chorus.
Yeah.
And then comes back at the chorus.
And then it's like, I was watching this live, and I heard this, like, beat drop in the chorus, and I'm like, this is not the way to do this song. And then it kept going, and then it got to the YG ending chorus, where it, like, slowed down the song, and I'm like, this is just getting worse the longer it goes on.
Yeah, no, the YG chorus continues.
The YG
think that the man would evolve, but he does not.
Yep.
Ever.
No.
The worst thing about iKON is that they are under YG.
Yes.
And I love iKON. But honestly, I'm not as angry because I think that, I can see what they're going for, and there are parts of the song I genuinely think are good.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the execution was bad. But also, I can't be that mad at it because Bobby looks like he's having the time of his life.
He does.
Weirdly, Bobby is saving a lot of this because he looks like he's having a lot so much fun.
He is not doing a great job.
No, but he looks so happy.
He is, but I love that he's having fun, but he is really
you're not having
a great job with it.
True. And I think that I
do love that he's having fun, and I do
good.
also love...
I'm not defending this.
I do also... It is pretty typical Bobby. I mean, it's not like I don't expect Bobby to be like that, but it's just like he is also just not doing great.
What do you want from Bobby?
I do like his ending thing, where they're in the ending pose, and at the end, Bobby is just like
does a little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a choice, Kayla.
Mm-hmm.
It's a everything about this was a choice, much like The Boys.
It was a choice. Choices were made.
And it didn't work.
No.
So that was the end of that episode. Let's move on.
Yeah, so that was episode 4?
4.
Now we're in episode 5, and we open up with ATEEZ, because ATEEZ is doing an iKON song, and ATEEZ is going to do Rhythm Ta.
Great.
Both ATEEZ and iKON apparently decided to say fuck the original chorus of the song, essentially.
Yeah. Well, which makes them, like, weirdly, then it kind of works out because they butchered each other's songs.
They did, and so it is good they did it to each other, and they didn't just have to do it to another group. It's good that the two of them decided to do that, and then the two of them were paired together. So
yeah, and also, I like the fact that apparently... this is the only group that it seems like has made a connection only through this show.
Yes.
Because now they just, like,
now
apparently text on the regular.
It's cute.
And I'm so happy
I love that iKON has more friends, because iKON apparently didn't have any, idol friends.
Well,
so.
neither did, ATEEZ also doesn't really have that many, it seems like doesn't have that many idol friends.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm happy that everyone is just making friends. They need friends.
Mm-hmm.
And also, weirdly, I feel like ATEEZ and iKON... would be good friends.
They would be.
They seem like two groups that, like, would get on.
They would get along.
They are, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So, you know how we said how the iKON performance was like, oh, if YG made this song? This almost feels like a Block B version of Rhythm Ta.
Block B. Yeah, this feels like a Block B song. Did Rhythm Ta.
Yeah.
But it's Block B mixed with, it's like, it's very, very good. It gives me very good vibes.
Yes.
Mainly just because they have the van and the fucking masks.
It is. It's got a lot of Block B very good vibes going on to it. And I can, like...
We'll point out...
like, Hongjoon's rap section I can easily see, like, Zico just doing. Like, it has, like, weird Block B vibes to it.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out more Latin guitar elements than the boys had for, like, a good 10 seconds.
Rhythm Ta. Who would have
Rhythm Ta. Just want to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly,
Rhythm Ta is also pretty unrecognizably Rhythm Ta.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like
you could not.
It's not a recognizable in this at all.
Really, the part that like does remind me of Rhythm Ta is "We Gon' Get It Poppin'," mainly because no other song uses that phrase.
No. And it's like there's that like pre-chorus part that is got the melody of Rhythm Ta in it.
Yes.
And that's it. The rest of it is just completely a different song.
Yes. Honestly,
this
it's
is
very
good. And I do like the arrangement of it. Because
I like the arrangement.
Because I don't have strong feelings on Rhythm Ta to begin with, so the fact that this doesn't sound like Rhythm Ta, like, I don't hate. So...
The weird part is somehow I find that the random part where they cut the song off to just talk about anarchy.
Yeah, the weird, like, Hongjoong, like, was given a speech section is, like, very... That was a choice.
We are being indoctrinated into some sort of cult.
Mm-hmm.
But, like...
Also, it feels like the stage budget is significantly less than what they did last week.
Look, Kayla, they had to buy a Kraken.
Because
they can't afford that every time.
Because everyone else has upped the stage budget in this round. So it almost feels like Wave belongs in this round and this performance belongs in the previous round. How much more
budget could they... They made a fucking pirate ship.
They've used it all.
They've used the budget. They gotta wait and get more budget for the finale.
The finale, they're gonna bring back that Kraken arm thing.
It's gonna be a ballad, but somehow they're gonna get a Kraken arm.
Yeah.
Also, I love that we've continued the fucking hourglass, and apparently this is where the time travelers
apparently we're gonna have ATEEZ lore.
We're having ATEEZ lore.
We just have ATEEZ lore in the performances.
But also, it's not ATEEZ lore in their videos, it's ATEEZ lore in their Kingdom performances.
Yeah, we have Kingdom-specific ATEEZ lore now.
Because K-pop is broken.
Yep. I do love, it seems like, so it only seems like the boys and... Because the boys obviously have a Game of Thrones through line here. The ATEEZ are using, like, a classical music, like, through line, which I enjoy a lot.
See, this classical music is better than what the boys did.
Oh, yeah, because I love all of their song arrangements because they make sense for the song that they're doing, and it's not, like, we're not, like, and having, like, a piece of classical music in your arrangement isn't, like, a stupid theme either. It's just, like, a cool element that they have. And it doesn't have to, like, encroach on the performance in any way by just
honestly, for the most part, if you choose the correct piece and you arrange it correctly, it enhances the performance because there's a lot of different vibes you can get from different classical music pieces.
Mm-hmm. The performance itself is weird. It's got a weird anarchy
vibe.
Like, music is banned anarchy through, like, thing going on. And it's, like, it's fine. It's just kind of a little bit underwhelming after seeing the Wave performance last week. Because it's not as good as that. It's not bad by any means, but it's just, like, not as good as what I, like, have expectations for them now.
Yeah, I think that, again, they're in very much the way the boys was last in Road to Kingdom, where it's like you've made a bar for yourself. This is good.
Yes.
I'm expecting great.
Yes.
But honestly, I did enjoy it. Also, I like the fact that Yeosung got lines.
He did. He got
He got a line.
Pop-in part. Yeah.
He got a line.
He got a line.
That is, hey.
Multiple lines, actually. So.
Multiple times. Improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Give my sweet boy lines.
Yep.
But going now to...
B2B.
Who was next?
B2B and then Stray Kids.
B2B, yeah, B2B got Stray Kids. Stray Kids got B2B.
Mm-hmm.
Stray Kids is doing a song that we have opinions about. And if you would like to hear our opinions, please watch our worst songs of the year list. If you want to just get a taste of our opinions.
Oh, yes.
Just from the title of that video.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is, obviously, Backdoor, one of our least favorite songs. Was it at number 2?
Second.
On the list of worst songs of last year? Yeah.
Yep. We only beaten out by the Blackpink Selena Gomez.
Blackpink Ice Cream, yeah.
Ice Creams.
Oh,
so, truly an icon of our time, Backdoor.
Mm-hmm. They did take away one of the aspects that we hate about it, which is the door creaking sound. So that's an improvement already.
Immediately just
there
brings
was an
it up
immediate
by
improvement,
3 points.
Yes.
Just, if they had kept everything about that song the same, which they didn't, I bet just taking out the door creaking, I would say best version of that song imaginable.
Yeah.
But
it's an interesting performance, I'll say that. It's got a lot of, there's a lot of, like, nothing happening in it, is the thing.
I mean, they have vocals for days because it's B2B.
The fact that their vocals are just, like, incredible are, like, an obvious, like, addition to the song, because there's a lot of extra, like, there's a lot of melody changes, but it's because they can hit notes that Stray Kids can't hit. And I remember when they were rearranging the song, it was like, oh, there's no vocal ad-libs in the song, but, like, we can do vocal ad-libs, so let's just add a bunch of those.
We can add vocal ad-libs to Stray Kids songs. I'm like, you can.
You can, because they can do that. Like, they can do the vocal ad-libs.
Like, you can do them. Also, they essentially turned this into a rock show, and the last 30 seconds, I think, are very good.
The last 30 seconds are good, it's just that the entire lead-up to that are very boring.
Yeah.
Eunkwang is walking around, like, a backstage area and not even singing for, like, 45 seconds. And
True. He's just kind of, like, meandering through.
Yeah.
I also want to point out the Minhyuk clothes situation.
Yes, the Minhyuk clothes situation is very fun to follow.
So, essentially, he does two distinct rap portions, where in the beginning he is in a robe.
Robe with no shirt. No shirt, but
shirtless,
no robe.
And the robe is, like, very open.
The robe is, like, kind of open, yes.
Yes. Then we leave him and go to, I believe,
Peniel on a skateboard or something in the hallway, yeah.
Something like that. Then we return and he is clothed. And then we return to Minhyuk and he is clothed.
He has got a tank top and a leather jacket. So we've added some clothes.
We've added clothes.
Two layers of clothes we've added.
Yes. Then, at the end, when we're doing the big fun chorus all together now, yay, we remove the jacket.
First we throw the jacket, yes.
We throw the jacket. Then, we rip the shirt off.
And so we rip off the shirt within, like,
shirtless.
For only the last, like, 10 seconds is he
Not even. I think it's 5. I think it's mainly for the ending pose.
It's pretty, it's pretty useless for him to rip the shirt, yeah.
Very useless.
At that point, there's, like, pretty much no point.
Yes. But it happens.
I mean, it's not a bad idea for him to rip the shirt.
I just want to, like, because usually when they rip the shirt, it's like
they rip it at the end.
It is not even an impactful thing, but it's just at the end, and, like, they've been fully clothed the whole time.
Yeah.
He was essentially shirtless at the beginning.
We started shirtless, then we added clothes, and then ended up shirtless again.
Then we removed clothes.
Yeah.
That was just, like, a journey we went on with his clothing.
Mm-hmm.
If that shows how much we, like, have enough to say about the fact that we just spent a good, like, 45 seconds talking about his...
Just following the clothes situation.
Yeah.
I do find, Peniel the least offensive in...
You've ever found him?
I've ever found him in this performance, because he's got this... It's like, I feel like he fits the vibe of this song better.
Yes.
It's like, he's here to be, like, fun and, like, kind of stupid and rap and whatever. And so, like, I do think his part is actually, like, fine. Like, he does a good job there.
Oh, yeah, no. This song is actually fine for him. I think it works.
I think it works for him.
I think he has a decent rap in it for him.
I mean, if you want to start reading his lyrics are very bad. But, like, he doesn't rap as poorly as he has in the past. I guess.
No offense, but full offense, because we hate the song. Are the lyrics to the original song not bad?
I haven't read the lyrics to the original song, so
neither have I, but I'm gonna make an assumption to a song where it insinuates a back door.
Yes.
And wanting to come in your back door.
Yes.
Stray Kids, you have 2 people that speak English.
This is very funny because Peniel actually said when he was writing the lyrics for that, he was saying about, he thinks this song is about letting your close friends in the back door or something because it's like an exclusivity thing. And he was like, well, what if we made it like we invite women or something instead? And I'm like, these are
Peniel,
like,
you
these
know
are
what
not,
that means.
I'm like, oh God.
Peniel. I know you haven't been in, like, for long stretches of time in America in a while. But you know what that means.
He has to. Peniel's a grown adult man. Like, Peniel knows what it means.
Like, I get if, like, you're Korean and you don't get the nuance of that. That makes sense.
100% knows what it means.
Peniel knows. He knows.
Peniel
He
specifically
can't say it on
knows.
camera.
Yes.
He cannot say it on camera. But don't pretend you don't,
like,
Peniel.
Oh boy.
Don't pretend. Don't play dumb.
Don't
with me,
sit here and
Peniel.
pretend that you don't. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't you dare.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say
it's
that
fine.
maybe why I don't like it is because they said they got a lot of inspiration from the Mamamoo Good Luck performance when each one of them was doing a separate thing, and I'm like, I hated that performance. So maybe that was maybe
Look,
not.
it's more cohesive than
It is.
that
It's way more cohesive than that because I wouldn't have even guessed that that's what they were basing it off of had they not explicitly told me that in the episode. So. Because it fits, it's way more cohesive. But I do kind of see it now that they each have, like, different vibes of, like, what's going on in their, whatever, backstage area. So.
But at least that they are in the same
it's way more
space
cohesive.
and look like they belong together.
It's like they're all, like, trying to be in, like, a weird rock band type thing. Yeah. And they're waiting backstage before a concert. So, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The through line
and
is
they
there.
go out. Yeah, and then they all look like they belong in a similar group. They all seem to aesthetically look fine together. Unlike that Mamu performance where they all came
there was
from
just 4 separate performances happening.
Places.
Yeah.
It was not a good. I think they took the Mamu performance and essentially
they improved
did the
upon
best
it
version.
immensely.
Yes, a better version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the final performance because we've gone off topic so many times.
So
this episode.
we've gone on so many tangents, and I feel like we have so many complaints about this episode too. So
look, we said it was downhill from here.
Oh yes, but I think we're going back uphill a little bit.
There was a bell curve.
Yes,
we're now climbing, but
yes.
Now we have Stray Kids, and they did a B2B song. And my question was, when you saw that pairing, what did you think? Because I thought, oh no.
It seems like it was gonna be a bad time for Stray Kids.
Because you know how the fact that B2B did say, hey, there's no vocal ad-libs in this song.
Yep.
We'll just add some. Do you know what's full of vocal ad-libs?
I'll be your man.
I'll be your man, but any B2B song, because they can hit notes like it's no one's business at no time. I think that Peniel probably can sing at least decently through only osmosis. Only just being around the rest of them. I feel like Peniel probably not great, but can just hit some notes.
He could. Their other 2 songs they were looking at were Movie and Wow, which I think are both better options for them than I'll Be Your Man.
Look, I get if you don't want to go back to 2012 and do Wow.
Yeah.
But Movie is more recent than I'll Be Your Man.
Yes.
Movie is also
it's more fun. It's more
fun. And 2, I would get it if they had been doing fun songs and we want to introduce the world to serious Stray Kids. Honey, we've been introduced to serious Stray Kids.
That is your
again.
whole concept as a group.
Yeah, just give me fun Stray Kids. Do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, SF9 is out here evolving as artists.
They are.
And, give me something different. I think that was the thing with a lot of these performances that we weren't as, keen on.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like people going through the motions a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's what is it that I could do with this song? We'll just make this our song.
Yes.
We're not gonna try to change for the song. No,
we're gonna change the song to us.
To just fit us and go nowhere out of our comfort.
Which I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's
but
not the worst idea.
In the Icon AT song swap, it went a little bit too far into we're just gonna make this into our songs, and it's weird. Yeah.
We're gonna use the lyrics and everything else.
I don't even think they only kept probably 60% of the original. Not even probably 60% of the original lyrics.
Both of those groups are very heavily rap focused, and anytime that a rapper does a remix, they required to write their own raps.
AT's an icon. Essentially, just did original songs 5.5 or whatever. It's they're prequel to original songs. Essentially, what happened there.
Essentially, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yes.
So then we get the fact that they are gonna do
I'll Be Your Man.
I'll Be Your Man. And how mean are we gonna be?
So I think it's Stray Kids.
I think the performance is overall
it's good.
The best performance Stray Kids has done.
It's the best one they've done on the show so far. It's because I feel like it makes the story they're trying to tell makes a lot of sense. I think they utilize
this is
the
very
sets
similar
yeah.
to SF9, where it's like song fits with concept.
The song fits the concept.
Dramatic,
yes.
Super dramatic song works.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is
they have a lot of problems in execution here.
And there's really one, which is the fact that they are not B2B.
So Stray
Kids
don't
have an Eunkwang.
No.
They don't have a Chang Sub. They don't have a Sung Jae. They don't even have someone that can hit the notes Mintia can hit.
No, and the thing is
unfortunate.
Stray Kids is pretty obviously the weakest vocal group on this show.
Yes.
And they were paired up with the group that is by far the best vocal group on the show. So that is an uphill battle in itself.
One of the best vocal groups
ever, just in K-pop.
In K-pop,
yeah.
Generally in this industry,
mm-hmm.
It's a bad combo. It's unfortunate that they themselves put themselves in that situation.
They did put themselves in this situation in the first place.
Mind you, that this was not like forced upon them in any way. They had 4 options. No, 3 options. My apologies. I counted that they could pick themselves, which is not correct.
They cannot pick themselves, no.
So they had 2 other options.
Yes.
And they chose
the hardest
They
one.
gave themselves a challenge.
They did. If they wanted a challenge, they got a challenge, so.
Yeah. I mean, they did turn Jisung into a singer.
They did. They did have to pull out Jisung because he is the only person in this group who can even come remotely close to hitting the correct notes in the chorus of this song.
Yes.
It is. They have 1.5 people who can hit the notes of this song. And maybe that's a sign that this is not the song you should be covering.
Even then, I'll Be Your Man, when I think of, like, exceptional vocals, is not the B2B song I think of.
No, and I also, so we did this last night, is where we watched B2B's I'll Be Your Man back to back with this performance. And I encourage you to go do that, because it's really,
It's something.
It's something. It's really something.
I mean, mind you, like, 3 of those people are not here.
Yes.
Are not present for various reasons. But, like, the concept works. The concept is in a way.
The entire performance, like, could be so much. It would be very, very good if they could actually hit the notes in the song. Is really the problem
missing.
here.
Like, that is the only thing missing.
Yeah.
Because usually
is actual execution of the vocal lines of the song is all that's missing here.
Because, like, in a way, you compare this because spoiler, we did rank this higher than we did both, like, ATEEZ and iKON.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at those, performance-wise, they're performing it well.
The performance aspect is great, yeah.
The problem is the actual song.
Yes.
The song here is good. The staging here is good. The problem is the actual performance element. And that's what really is, like, just the distinction between those two. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's because, so we have Jisung. Jisung can hit the notes, but he's, like, barely there. Like, he can do it, but he's like you can tell how hard he is concentrating.
And the thing is, like, this isn't, because there's songs where B2B are, like, they're out here showing off their vocal talent. Like, it's actually effort.
This is, like effort. This song is an effortless song for B2B to sing.
Yeah. They could sing this in their sleep at this point. Because it's one of the livelier songs, because B2B has, like, slowly just become a ballad group.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the issue...
And Segment is that, like, the half member who was also kind of there, he's right there to, like, he's like almost doing it really well, but he's like kind of
there's
a little
just
bit
something
off.
Like keeping him off a little
bit. And
then
that's all we got. We got the 2 of them, and then no one else can hit the notes.
And then we have Do we want to talk about the rapping?
The rapping. So this is the other problem. There's too much rapping in this song.
Because in this song, like, yes, this is when B2B had 3 rappers, technically.
Oh, yeah, I guess they were 3 rappers.
They were a 3-rapper group. But, really, the only person rapping in this is Changbin.
And then Jisung also gets to rap because they do double duty in this song.
Because this boy needs to do everything.
He is really carrying this whole performance for them.
Yes.
Jisung. He's working hard this performance.
He's working real hard in this group right now. Good. This poor boy needs a vacation.
He does. They got to give him a break next round. Except a fact that I think they might send him to the vocal evaluation,
Oof.
but we'll see.
Oof. Oof. This boy's a member of 3 Raja people.
Yep.
He is in the rap subunit.
I actually don't think they send him to vocals, but that would be funny if they did.
That'd be very funny. They send him to something. I feel like they use him for something.
I think they sent Sangmin to vocals, and I think they sent Changbin to rap, and I think they sent probably Lino to dance. So I think he gets a break.
Is Lino the dancer?
Probably, I think. He did their intro thing, didn't he? Was that
Maybe?
Lino?
I don't remember. A lot of the members of Stray Kids tend to blur together, much like a lot of the members of the boys for me.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think that... Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that, again, I
There
feel
was
bad for
one,
IN right at the end.
IN was really having a bad time at the end of the song.
He did his best.
He did his best. And his best was not it. Was not. Sadly for him.
The problem is when you are attempting to hit one singular note...
And you don't
hit
the note.
That's the bit. But, you know what, honey? You did your best, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
I feel bad being mean to a child.
Yeah.
The one thing I will continue to say is that I don't know if they know what to do with Felix. Continuously.
I will say Felix made Peniel's rap better. I will give him that, but Peniel's rap was not good at all to begin with, so...
No, but also I feel like...
Felix did do it better,
Felix is, like, in such a box where Felix has 0 range.
Yeah.
They make him do the same thing in every song.
Oh, yes.
And it's upsetting.
The Peniel rap seems like the correct spot for Felix. Like, that seems like the right thing for Felix to be getting.
True, but
song,
I by the end of the show want one, and they're not going to send Felix to any of the rankings for the next round. But by the end of this, I want Felix to do one thing unexpected.
Maybe
he
won't. See. We don't have much time left in the show for that, but
we literally have one performance where that could happen. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe. All right.
So at the end of the show, we spend like 20 minutes getting the final ranking, or the first half of the ranking, I guess, because it's only the group evaluation and the quote-unquote expert evaluation here.
I want to meet these experts.
I do want to meet these experts because they rank ATs in first every time.
Every time.
That's
where you're getting... Again, not to put out the Mnet conspiracy theory that everyone is. Mm-hmm. That Mnet is trying to get ATs to win. Because honestly, I think ATs does deserve to win because they've been putting out quality performances every time.
They've been the most consistently good so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no bad performance, I would say.
No, they haven't had a bad time yet. But there has only been like 2.5 performances, so...
Yes. So
the final ranking, which is the combined expert and group evaluation, is the boys came in 6th, which is they're not excited about coming in 6th.
They're not pleased.
Stray Kids came in 5th. Yep.
Then it was this middle bit is where I get confused. It was B. What was next?
Stray Kids in 5th.
Yes. Then this middle bit is where I get confused.
It was Icon.
Then B2B?
Then B2B. Yeah, because B2B
then
is
SF9.
And then ATs.
Then ATs, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not the most mad at.
I'm not mad at it. This is a weird week for ATs to come in first place, though, considering I find their performance pretty mediocre.
Yes.
I would have loved the 6th to 1st jump for SF9. That would have been great.
That would have been very
fun
for them.
Is really great too.
I'm excited for them.
The boys and Stray Kids being in last, I think, was very much a shock to both of them.
Both of them.
I don't think either of them expected that to happen. And the boys did get SF9'd, essentially, because they got 0 votes on the self-evaluation round.
Oof.
Which
sad.
is sad for anybody who that happens to.
Again, I have thoughts and opinions about that performance, but we're moving on to the knee slapper ranking.
The official knee slapper ranking out of 10.
Which, again, if you have not been watching, we rank them out of 10 because
we rank these 6 performances out of 10.
Because sometimes you do need to denote the difference between first place and second place. Sometimes that difference is not by 1 point, it is by multiple. And that's why we do it this way.
So our problem now is we've now opened the rabbit hole of putting this to joint groups in last, which is... Now we're ranking out of 10, but now we also have 2 groups ranked 10th. So
in 10th place... Joint 10th place.
Joint 10th place.
Mainly because we couldn't decide. Again, we were both angry at both of these groups, but we couldn't decide who was in 9th, who was in 10th.
But one of us was slightly more angry at one, and the other was slightly more angry at the other.
We have Icon and the boys tied for 10th place. Sorry, boys, but do better.
For them, yeah.
Do better. And when you're given Latin pop, take the gift you've been given and run with it. Make it more Latin. That's what you should have done.
And don't give me, your garbage, bad YG songs anymore. I hate that.
Great. Then we have No One in 9th.
No One in 8th.
No One in 8th. B2B in 7th. Mostly boring.
It's just pretty boring is all that is.
AT's in 6th.
Also fine, but kind of boring.
Yes. Stray Kids in 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. I think this is the best performance they've done
on the show.
I mean, they would have genuinely been in second place.
They would have been in they could have been in the 4-2 range if they could hit the notes in the song they were covering. We
have No One in 4th, No One in 3rd, No One in 2nd, and number 1 is SF9 by a mile.
A long shot. Yeah.
Look at that gap.
What a gap here.
What a gap. We have first place and then 5th place.
And then 5th place and then joint 10th place.
And a joint 10th place. They were so above the competition. They
had such a good week. It was really good for them.
I'm so happy for them after their bad.
I know.
Not even that the performance was bad, but they just were ranked badly, and I'm sad.
And I think them coming in 2nd is very confidence boosting for them. So I'm very happy for them. Good job.
I'm happy for them. I think that I'm very excited for this new era of SF9. I'm hoping this changes. I'm hoping this continues.
Mm-hmm. I do really like the direction they're headed on this show, is because they have improved each week that they've been here pretty significantly each time. So I'm now very excited for them. So yay.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we're having weird field day, essentially.
Yeah. We will not be broadcasting episode just for field day.
We will not be podcasting the weird field day.
We will not be I know we podcast the results, but we will not be podcasting for the results of a field day.
No, it seems like it's very weird.
It feels like a filler episode.
It is a filler episode because I think they realize we can't make the show 10 episodes.
It shouldn't be 10 episodes.
It shouldn't.
I think this would be a really solid 9-episode show.
Yeah. We did
Possibly 8.
Yes, we did get confirmation in the preview that they are doing a vocal rap dance evaluation for part of round 3. I don't know if that's the only aspect of round 3, but we'll see.
I still think that we should have just taken the Road to Kingdom round where they had to do a joint performance.
Yeah.
But you know what?
We're going Queendom format now. Yeah,
Mnet should just hire. Mnet didn't call me. Mnet didn't hire me as they should have.
There's also a rumor going around that they're supposed to be doing girl group covers at some point in song, but there is absolutely no actual confirmation or anything that would say that that's correct at all. So I don't know if that's the second half of round 3 or not.
Yeah, I also don't know, when... I feel like we know everything about this show far in advance. I mean, people correctly predicted every single Switch song.
No, not this time. They didn't.
Not this time? I thought they got some of them right.
The spoilers have only been about, at most, 60% correct for everything on this show. So I think they're doing a pretty good job at maintaining the spoilers because
good for them.
No one has
Road
had
to Kingdom
100% correct spoilers. So I think people are just throwing shit out, and it's just by chance that it's partially correct because we haven't gotten a full like actual correct spoiler yet. So
good for them. Mainly because everything about Road to Kingdom was spoiled like 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah. Because I didn't know they were shooting, like, a weird field day, and that was just gonna be next week's episode. Like, that's a weird choice.
That is a weird choice.
Yeah. Because I was watching
day.
the end of the episode, and I was like, so, give me the spoilers for next week's performance, and then I saw this weird field day, and I'm like, this is not what we're doing. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
I am very interested to see who they send to these individual performances, though.
I would also like to point something out, as we were talking about, which we didn't talk about when we were doing the score reveals. Where the fuck is Changsub?
Changsub is gone. For, like, most of this episode. He shows up, like, right before Beats B's about to go on stage. He's sitting in that room. Every other point of the show, he is not there. Like, Changsub is missing. Bobby also, again, missing for a very large portion of this round as well. So the two of them apparently just have more important things to do, which, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, no, I get it, but also, like, it's very fun that it is never acknowledged that he's not there.
That Changsub is just gone, and Bobby also just gone.
Yep. Bobby multiple times will just not be here.
I feel like Bobby has become like such an elusive figure now with just icons, things in general, that it's like, it makes sense that Bobby is just missing or something. Like
I do wonder if this is a bit, like this is just a choice that
Bobby?
They are making.
Yeah.
Like, to make us question where Bobby is.
Mm-hmm.
Make him an elusive mystery figure of mystery, even though he looks like a sweet boy.
Yeah.
But also, I wonder if he just has shit to do.
He might just have shit to do. Changsub probably also has, like, more important shit to do.
Changsub is probably like, I cannot be bothered.
Yeah.
So I will be here to perform.
And then I will leave. That's how you
get us here.
Yes.
And I will leave. I mean, B2B was the last group to be confirmed, right?
They were, because they had to go through, like, pretty extensive discussions with them to get
And by
B2B
extensive,
on the show.
I mean they were definitely bribed with something.
I also think Cube maybe forced them to do it.
True, yeah.
Because they were saying there has been a Cube group on every season of this show so far, so I mean...
So wait till next season where we get to throw in CLC somehow.
Or, yeah, I guess. That's all they got left.
Who we got left?
That's all they have. Yep. I was about to say Beast, and I'm like, no, they don't Beast anymore. Like, they're gone.
The remnant shackles of CLC just, like, appear somehow and have a bad time.
Yes.
Because everyone has a bad time on the show. I don't think anyone looks like they're having an exceptional amount of fun.
Yep. I don't think it's weird. I actually don't know if these groups have fun on this show at all. Because
can't tell.
They do kind of look like they could be having fun, but I feel like I don't know if they actually are.
I'm like 50-50. I feel like it's like 50% of them look like they're having fun. 50% would rather be home.
Oh, yeah.
Or doing anything else.
Because we were talking about this with the boys. I think there's, like, about half of the boys are taking the show, like, way too seriously, and the other half of the boys are just kind of along for the ride.
They're around.
Mm-hmm. They're here.
Alright.
This has gone on probably too long.
We need to stop.
But we've had a lot of thoughts, apparently, about this round.
I have so many thoughts. I
still
have so many thoughts
that
I didn't get out.
Yeah.
So many thoughts that definitely, like, crossed my mind. I said to you at some point.
But then are just like, forgetting them
not
right now.
on the podcast.
Yes.
And just, we've spoken so extensively about how confused we are.
Those thoughts are gone.
Yeah, no, a lot of those thoughts we worked through together somehow.
Yes.
Just because we were so confused that we had to have extensive conversations.
Oh, yes. We talk about this show a lot.
Too much.
Way too much. And that, by the time we get to the podcast, is like all of our thoughts are like already out. And when we forget them.
Alright. So that's been the episode, everybody.
That's been Kingdom Round 2.
Round
2, yep. Episodes 4 and 5? 4 and 5, there we go.
4 and 5?
Yes.
4 and 5,
4
yeah.
and 5? Okay.
Or 5 and 6.
No, I think it's 4 and 5. This was episode 5 this week, right? I think.
Hold on. Yes, it was 4 and 5.
4 and 5, okay. So,
I feel like I'm second guessing everything about my life choices because of this show.
Mm-hmm.
All
Next
right.
week we will be gone until round 3 is over, and I don't know how long it's going to take for round 3 to be over. So
It possibly will take weeks.
it
but
will because who knows?
Let's be honest. We will be doing 2 more episodes on Kingdom. Round 3 and the finale,
yes,
and that's
you
it.
get 2 more Kingdom podcasts, and that's it. Because we're not
We're
podcasting
done.
Field Day. So
Nope. Unless something catastrophic happens.
someone breaks breaks a leg on Field Day, maybe we'll podcast it.
Yeah, maybe we'll podcast the updates. Someone gets actively canceled.
Sure.
Because of something they did on Field Day, maybe we'll do a mini update.
Field Day really has to bring out like the drama if it wants us to like podcast
if it
about
wants us
it.
to care. But so that's been the episode.
Yes.
If you've liked us rambling, we are on every major podcasting site, and we are also on YouTube if you care about us there, where we put up fun bonus videos.
So many fun bonus
not
videos.
all Kingdom related.
They
Some
aren't.
of them are.
Some of them
Some
are.
of them are.
Our
That's-
most popular
most of them
video
are.
is Kingdom related, but that's besides the point here.
Besides the point. Also, we have a Twitter, which you can follow us on for more random thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Instagram, which we don't use that often, but it exists.
It's an album collection Instagram if you want to see that.
And that's about it.
That's it. We will see you next week.
Next week for something not Kingdom.
Yes.
Dear God, not Kingdom.
Not more. No, we don't need any more for right now.
All right. Bye.
Bye.